So up next we had the triple threat match for the WWE Women's Championship. And this match, first off, this match went 15 minutes, which was good. They had plenty of time, and it kind of ended at the right time too. How do I put this? This is the best Carmella has ever looked. I'm pretty sure since she's been pulled off TV and not wrestling for the last 2 weeks, she's had a lot of time to focus on this match, and it worked, and everything seemed to flow well together. The story they told at the very beginning of the match, where Carmella's trying to get Charlotte and Becky to squabble with each other, I thought that was well done. I'm not going to finish that point. I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to do that on this show. I will save that for later. So let's get back to talking about the match. The match itself actually surprised me. I thought we would get a Carmella dump out spot, and we would continuously do that throughout the match, and she would come in for just kind of big spots, and that's it. But Carmella was able to get right in there. There was plenty of triple spots, including the dive that Carmella hit to Becky on the outside and followed up by Charlotte's twisting moonsault. Now, granted, I don't know what happened with Becky. I don't know whether she wasn't supposed to necessarily get hit by that move, or Charlotte kind of missed it, or they just did not know where to stand. But basically, Charlotte pretty much landed on both, air quotes, and pretty much just only got Carmella slightly. So, I mean, I love Charlotte doing these moves, but it almost seems like every time it happens, it's just like, they never can get the spots with her correct on that. At the end of the match, Becky's going for the disarm on Carmella. Carmella makes it to the ropes. Becky repositions, gets it again. Carmella's on the verge of tapping. Charlotte comes flying in, hits the natural selection on Becky, gets the pin. Charlotte is now a 7-time women's champion, SmackDown women's champion once again. After the match, basically Carmella disappears, and Charlotte is standing there victorious. The crowd's slightly booing, and as the longer this is kind of going on, the more they're booing. Becky stands up, they embrace. The crowd really boos this. They talk to each other. Charlotte says something about this is for competition. Becky says good job. They hug again. Now the crowd is really booing this, and they go to separate, and Becky jumps her from behind, and the crowd loses their collective shit. Becky puts the boots to her, throws her into the barricade, flips her over the table. The crowd's going nuts. They're showing the replays of everything. Becky's walking up the ramp, and they show Charlotte reacting. Charlotte's eyes full of tears, and this New York crowd, with one of the funnier moments of the night, as they're showing Charlotte on the screen, just completely in a wreck from what just happened and what her best friend did to her, starts to chant, "You deserve it." So you can take that one of two ways. Either they were screaming to Becky that you deserve it, you deserve the actual title, or you can take it the way I took it, which was they're telling Charlotte she deserves it. Now, I spent some time talking about this in the group, and I'm going to try to mirror some of the dialogue I had in there also, because I read a few things about the Becky, we're calling it a turn. I guess that's the best way you can phrase it. So here's my problem with necessarily calling it a turn. This is what confuses me about this, I should say. When it came to the 4 Horsewomen, when you saw that picture of Bayley winning the NXT Women's Championship from Sasha Banks, and Charlotte's there and Becky's there, and Charlotte and Becky have already been called up, but you look at the picture of the 4 at that moment, it was clear that Charlotte was the leader, she was the biggest star, and you had Bayley and Sasha there, with Bayley probably right behind Charlotte, and the 4th one, the one off to the right, was Becky Lynch. And since that time, Becky Lynch has become the complete crowd favorite. They booked Becky Lynch like shit for about a year straight, and the fans still love her, still get behind her. They always have faith in her, even when the WWE has done nothing but tell you over and over again by how they book her that she don't mean shit, she won't win shit, and fuck it, but she's still over. So they eventually put her in the storyline where she rattles off a bunch of wins in a row, and it's a redemption story. She was the first SmackDown Live Women's Champion, and she hasn't really been in that position since then. And so she fights and claws. She earns herself a #1 contenders match against Carmella, which, to be honest, she shouldn't even have had to done anyway. She was the only woman on the roster with a winning streak, but she still had to face Carmella, beat Carmella, and so boom, we have our #1, our one-on-one match for SummerSlam. Then she's getting beat up by Carmella. Charlotte comes out to save her. Hey, that's my friend. I'm going to save her. And I don't know whether Paige is just pissed at Carmella or what, but she books the match. So now Charlotte has the opportunity to get into this match. She wins, and now she's in the title match. And if you're Becky, what the fuck? You've been gone for a couple of weeks now. You get a win over the person I just beat, and now you're in the match. So if you're Becky Lynch, hey, it's your friend, but that's a little suspect. #suspect. So now we get to this match. Becky is the star of this match. So that's just not thinking storyline. It's just being real. Becky was the star of this match. And you have Carmella beat. You have her beat. You should be the champion. And here comes Charlotte once again. Been out of the match for a little bit. Comes in, hits a move, and pins you. After everything you've gone through the last 2 years, after everything you had to go through for the last several weeks to get this opportunity, now here comes your supposed friend, interjects herself into the match, and then pins you. So after the match, yeah, she gets a little pissed. Beats her up. You took this from me. And I'm sitting here going, that doesn't really make her a heel. That makes her a normal person who's just pissed the fuck off. That doesn't necessarily scream heel to me at all. And announcers are trying to say, hey, Becky snapped, and blah, 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 that. And Charlotte's done nothing wrong. She just competed in the match, the opportunity she was given. And granted, if you're looking at this on Charlotte's perspective, yeah, you were out there to help your friend. Oh, wow, I'm going to get a chance at the title. Oh, wow, I'm in the title match. Man, I really want to win the championship, because that's what we're here for at the end of the day. But you still fucked your friend hard. So you can't blame your friend for being pissed off at you and beating the shit out of you. Flat out. So it's a little weird here because the fans were so into Becky Lynch being aggressive. I don't think it was so much of her just beating up Charlotte. The crowd was just upset that Becky didn't win the match. And the fact that she just didn't just go, ho hum, I'm still Becky Balboa, and I'll come back at some point. No, the crowd wanted you to be mad about it because they were mad about it. And I think that's why the crowd got behind the actual beatdown after the match. To me, you almost have to kind of rehab Charlotte a little bit because you don't want it to be seen like she's a complete snake. So you have to do something to rehab the Charlotte portion of that. I don't think you go just straight Becky being a heel either. You can kind of play up the story of, hey, I was upset I lost. Let me get another opportunity. Maybe Charlotte goes to set something up and Paige puts them in a tag match. And maybe Becky's on the verge of getting a win and Charlotte takes that also. And then you do another beatdown. And now it's becoming okay, why are you stealing everything from me? And now you're more of an actual heel type thing. That would make more heel sense if you want to go with that. So it'd be very interesting to see how they follow this up on SmackDown.